Hi, welcome back. In today's video, we're going to talk about ISO. So ISO is one of the camera settings in our photography. We have the aperture, we have the shutter speed, and we have the ISO. So what is ISO? ISO is the camera sensor sensitivity. The higher the number, the more sensitive to the light. The lower the number, the less sensitive. So ibig sabihin, siya yung tinatawag din nating fake light sa ating camera. So for example, may box ako dito. May box ako. So pag nilagay ko yung ulo ko dito, I have more flexibility or mas magkakaroon ako ng vision dun sa loob kasi automatic na nag-a-adjust yung mata ko sa dilim. So, ibig sabihin, parang ganun nag-work yung ating ISO. Low ISO is less sensitive to the light. It can produce sharper and cleaner images. Plus, it has better dynamic range, and lastly, no noise or no grains on your photo. So, yung ating high ISO is more sensitive to the light, produce grainy images, has less dynamic range, and it can produce like more grains on your photo. So, ibig sabihin yung ating high ISO is like mas sensitive siya sa ilaw, so mas magproduce siya ng madaming grains on your images. So, when you're shooting outside, it's better to use like low ISO, like ISO 100, 200, kasi mas magpuproduce siya ng cleaner images and sharper images. Kasi yung ating low ISO, sabi nga natin kanina, yung ating low ISO can produce like sharper images, cleaner images, and meron din tayong no noise din, tapos mas magkakaroon ka ng flexibility on editing your photos on Lightroom kasi doon na pumapasok yung ating dynamic range, or mas mataas yung dynamic range natin on our low ISO. As you increase your ISO number, mas liliwanag yung photo mo, or mas magkakaroon ka ng flexibility para makapag-shoot ka on darker environments, on indoors, sa labas, pagkagabi. Usually doon natin ginagamit yung ating high ISO. Here's the example of how ISO works. So, add na rin natin kung ano yung meaning ng dynamic range. Sa madaling salita, yung dynamic range, mas magkakaroon ka ng malawak na editing range dun sa photo mo. So, parang ganito sa sample natin. So, basically, yung tinatawag nating dynamic range, pag pinul mo yung shadows and blacks, magkakaroon pa rin siya ng details on your images. So, for example, like this one. As pag binabump ko yung ating shadows, nagkakaroon siya ng details dun sa ating photo. So, napapakita may trees, may grass dun sa images natin. Also, the blacks, pwede rin natin siya i-bump up. Tapos, dun sa highlights, kita nyo tong clouds na to. Pag pinol down natin yan, mas nagkakaroon pa siya ng ibang details on the images. So, which is really good. Yan. So, yun yung sample ng ating dynamic range. So, let's make a recap. ISO is the camera sensitivity to the light, or as we call fake light. Low ISO has good dynamic range or better dynamic range, less sensitive to the light, can produce images or can produce cleaner images or no noise on our photo. High ISO has low dynamic range, more sensitive to the light, and can produce grainy images. That's it. I hope you learned something new. I hope natutunan mo kung paano gamitin yung ISO sa ating camera. So, I just made a tutorial about how to use your camera on manual mode. You can just check this one dito sa taas. And so I would see you guys next week. Peace out.